Hello and welcome to my new video. In this video we will create a virtual machine, we will download pfSense, and we will install pfSense into the virtual machine, which incidentally is powered by Oracle VirtualBox. So I have Oracle VirtualBox here. The version is 6.1. You can acquire VirtualBox by downloading from the Oracle website, but I installed it via Chocolatey, which is kind of a package manager for Windows. So we need to create some network. We want to create a virtual machine. We want to create some networks here. The default network when you create a virtual machine is NAT, which stands for Network Address Translation. That will get you onto the internet. But we not only want to get you onto the internet, we also want to we also want to create a network for LAN and a network for the DMZ. So we're going to create all those networks. We're going to create separate adapters, and we're going to create some networks here. So I'm going to go to Preferences, and I'm going to click on Network here. So we already have like one network, fake LAN, which I'm going to use for the LAN, and I want to also create a network for the DMZ. So we have network name is fake LAN, and network address is 172.16.0.0, WAC 16. I'm going to create a network called DMZ with a network address of 172.17.0.0 WAC 16. So there's that. So see, so I put the mouse over here to add a new NAT network. We add a new network called NAT Network 1. I'm going to rename it to DMZ, and I'm going to change this to 172.17.0.0 WAC 16. We may want to put to add IPv6 support later. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to click on OK, and let's see if we we have DMZ here and fake LAN. So that's good. So I'm going to create a virtual machine. I'm going to click on New. So the name of the network is going to be pfSense latest version. For the type is going to be BSD, since pfSense is a variant of BSD. It's going to be 64-bit. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to click on Next. I'm going to increase the size to 2 gigabytes instead of 1. The minimum is, we went over the specifications, the minimum was like 1 gigabyte. So I'm going to increase it to 2. This should be optimal. Then I'm going to click on Next. Create a virtual hard disk now. I'm going to create a virtual hard disk. Instead of 16, I'm going to do 20 gigabytes. It should be enough for pfSense and different packages that we install. So I'm going to create. I'm going to VHD. Click on next, and instead of dynamically allocate, I'm going to do a fixed size hard disk file. I'm going to do next, and I'm going to do 20 gigabytes, and click on create. And it's going to take a little time for this to create the virtual disk. So in the meantime, I'm going to go over to the pfSense website, and I'm going to download pfSense. So in order to download pfSense, we go to the pfSense website, www.pfsense.org. Click on download. Okay, well, architecture is kind of, so the version is 2.5.1, the latest version, unless you get a daily snapshot. I've used that in the past, but I'm not going to use it here. So architecture, they make this easy because there's only one version that they support now. They stopped supporting 32-bit ISOs, and the only version they support now is AMD 64, 64-bit, and they also support Netgate ADI, which is for embedded systems, which we're not going to do. So we're going to select AMD 64. For the installer, we could use USB memstick installer and DVD image ISO installer. USB memstick installer is important for when you're installing onto a thin client, but we're not going to do that. We're going to use ISO installer. And for the mirror, we'll have I guess the nearest one is New York City, so we'll do that. But in fact, we're not going to do that because I already downloaded this. So what I'm going to do next is going to check the checksum, and they list a checksum for compressed file, which is a BE79 blah blah blah, and then FEE7. So I'm going to check that. So I'll do this. So yeah, here's the actually we may need to expand extract to pfSense release AMD data for ISO. So yeah, that's the uncompressed ISO. But we want to work on the GZ file here, so I'm going to use this. So we're generating the hash. Oh, here we go. So SHA-256 checksum is BE79 blah 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 FEE7. So beginning of the checksum is the same, the end of the checksum is the same, so we can assume that the rest of the checksum is probably the same. So the checksum checks out, and by now pfSense should finished. Oracle VirtualBox should have finished creating my virtual disk. So I'm going to click on settings, and So we have general is pfSense BSD FreeBSD. This looks okay. This also looks okay. Audio looks good. Okay, so here's the network we have to change. The NAT is okay for the WAN adapter, but we have to change the second and third adapters. So we're going to click on adapter 2, click on the checkbox enable network adapter, and we're going to click on NAT network, and we're going to set it to fake LAN. And we're going to click on adapter 3, click on enable network adapter, and set it to NAT network, and click on DMZ. So there we have 3 networks. The 4th network is disabled. We have adapters for three network adapters for 3 networks. We have WAN, LAN, and DMZ. So we have 3 networks. So we don't have serial ports. I don't think we need one. Shared folders. So okay, I think we're set for pfSense. So I'm going to click on start, normal start, and it says select startup disk. Okay, so we need to add something here. So I'm going to do add. And I'm going to add pfSense CE 2.5.1 release AMD 64 ISO. And yeah, there we have that. And so we have pfSense CE AMD 64 ISO 617.20 megabytes. Should be okay. So I'm going to click on choose, and I'm going to click on start, and let's see. So now we're booting into pfSense. This is as if we're booting from the CD. So let's see. Okay, well now we're into the pfSense setup here. So we're going to click on accept for accept that these are registered trademarks. So now we have the menu. We have three choices. We have install pfSense. We have rescue shell, launch yourself for rescue operations, and recover config XML. So that actually is helpful, because if pfSense for some reason crashes, and you saved your settings via config XML, you can restore it via the config XML, config.xml. So right now we're going to do install pfSense. So we're going to click on install. System console driver for pfSense defaults to standard US keyboard map. And this is one of the things that was a big deal with pfSense 2.3, if memory serves. That it expanded keyboard um, adaptation. So there's like but as it stands, I'm going to use the US keyboard. So I'm going to click on select. Let's see, guided disk setup using BIOS boot method. Guided disk setup using 5 boot method. I'm going to use the manual disk setup. Also, you can open the shell and partition by hand. So I'm going to do this. And there's guided root on the TFS. Create partition for pfSense. No change will be made until I select finish. So I'm going to create a partition here. I'm going to choose BSD labels. And going to choose free BSD UFS for the first partition. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to do create. Oh, here, yeah. Forgot to set up the mount point here. Mount point is going to use slash for the root directory. I'm going to do OK. I'm going to click on finish. Your change will not be written to disk. If you chose to overwrite existing data, will be permanently erased. Ensure you want to commit your changes. Yes. And now pfSense is installing. And the installation should be relatively quick. Save. So it's 60% now. Should be almost finished. The installation is now finished. Before exiting the installer, would you like to open a shell in the new system, making final modifications? Click on no. Installation of pfSense is complete. Would you like to reboot into the installed system now? Yes. So yeah, I'm not really sure if we're installing on if we're going to boot off the CD or not. So I'm going to go into settings here. Okay, so here's the I'm going to delete this, and that just leaves like the version that's on the hard drive here. So I'm going to power this off and start it again. Okay, now we're in pfSense. And it's booting. It's detecting hardware. It's configuring LAN interface, configuring WAN interface. Starting DNS resolver, which shouldn't take that long. Okay, well, it should be almost completely done now. Okay, so we got WAN and LAN set up. So now we may have to assign interfaces. Okay, so we have EM1, EM2, and EM0, EM1, and EM2. And for some reason, like VLANs are, you can set them up right here. But I'm pretty sure like you, you really don't have to set up VLANs here. You can set up via the GUI. So I'm gonna click on. I'm gonna type no. Enter the WAN interface. EM0. Enter the LAN interface. EM. I'm going to just set up the LAN the WAN interfaces now, and I'm gonna not set up the DMZ until we get into the GUI configuration. So let's see. Do you want to proceed? Yes. So now the settings are reloading. Let's see. Okay, so we have now. It's set up the WAN interface. It's set up the LAN interface, which is actually wait, that's not right. Let me just set interface's IP address. So do 2.172. That's 16. 0.0. Actually, no, 0.1. Sorry, 1.1. Do you want to enable DHCP server on LAN? Probably yes. And the start address of the IPv4 client address range 172.16.1.100. It's 172.16.200. Do you want to revert to HTTP as a web configuration protocol? No. So there we go. We have our WAN is 10.0 to 2.15 WAC 24. Our LAN is 172.16.1.1 WAC 16. Let me just confirm that we can access the internet from here. to. We can. So that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to go into Linux Mint and complete the configuration using from the GUI, and we'll have that in the next video. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click on thumbs up, subscribe to the video, and thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.